Welcome to the class 11 students. Today I am going to start a new chapter with you all, which is chemical constituents of living cell. This chapter is basically about the biochemistry part, and here we will get to know about the biomolecules. Now what are biomolecules? These are the organic molecules which are found inside living organisms, and which are primarily made of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen. These are the four primary components of every biomolecule, okay, and means different types of biomolecules have their different structural units and their respective functions as well. Now the general characteristics of biomolecules are they are mostly organic in nature, and obviously as I have already said that their primary component is carbon. Next, they have each type of biomolecule have a specific shape, size, dimension, structure, etc. Certain functional groups are also there in different types of biomolecules, and they are generally symmetrically, means structurally symmetrical, and they are the large macromolecules which are produced from simple and small unit molecules. Okay. Now, what are the most important biomolecules in our life? Carbohydrate, protein, lipid, nucleic acids. These are the four main biomolecules. We also have enzymes, but that is a completely separate sub chapter of this chapter. Sub part of this chapter we will talk about enzymes and their mechanism of means the mode of action in details, but first we are going to learn about the different biomolecules, their structure, their classification and their functions. So as I said that these are the four main biomolecules present in living organisms. The first one is protein, right? Now protein is made up of amino acids. So amino acids can be called as the structure or the structural unit of proteins, and their main function is formation of body and its repair. It also helps to regulate all the vital and metabolic activities. Okay. Now coming to carbohydrate, the second biomolecule, its structural unit is monosaccharide or glucose. Glucose is the simplest carbohydrate. Whatever carbohydrate we eat is ultimately broken down into the simplest carbohydrate, glucose, which is the structural unit of any other complex carbohydrate. Okay, and it remains a stored food and acts as an important source of energy. We can only get energy when we consume enough amount of carbohydrate. Third biomolecule is lipid, whose structural units are fatty acid and glycerol. Here two structural units are there which combine to form the lipid. It also acts as a reserve form of energy. And the fourth one is nucleic acids. There are two types of nucleic acids, we all know, DNA and RNA. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid, whose structural unit is deoxyribonucleotides. Okay, so nucleotides are the structural units of these nucleic acids. Now two nucleic acids are there, DNA and RNA, and the respective structural units are deoxyribonucleotides and ribonucleotides, and both have their separate function, respective function. Deoxyribonucleotides, that is the DNA, they are the carrier of hereditary information, that is they carry information, means they transmit information from one generation to the next. And RNA, its function is synthesis of protein for different activities of the cell of a living organism. So this is in brief the structural idea, means the structural unit and the function of all the biomolecules. Next we are going to learn all these biomolecules in details. The first one is protein. So let's start with protein. Okay. Proteins are a class of nitrogenous organic macromolecules which are composed of polymers of amino acid residues, and these amino acids are joined by peptide bonds. Okay, and the main function of protein, means what they required for, they are required for structure, function and regulation of activities of cell, tissue and organ. Okay, so this is in short what proteins are and how they work. Now here you can see a classification of proteins, and proteins can be broadly classified into three types: simple protein, conjugated protein and derived protein. Okay, now we will study about each of these types in details, starting with the simple protein first. What are simple proteins? These proteins hydrolyze upon hydrolysis, means upon breakdown, they yield or produce only amino acids or their derivatives. Okay, so when these proteins are broken down, they only give amino acids or amino acid derivatives. Now you can see the names of 7 simple proteins, the examples of 7 simple proteins. There are more. Okay, the first one is albumin. It is soluble in water and it is mainly found in the egg white. Okay, so albumin is found in egg white. Next comes the globulins. Globulins are found in the egg yolk. This is also found in egg, but in the yolk portion of the egg. Okay, next comes the gluteins, and they are mainly plant proteins. Next, prolamins, scleroproteins, protamins and histones. So I would like to talk about the histones. These are basic proteins which are found in the nucleic acids. Okay, they are found in nucleic acids, and they are found inside DNA and RNA. The nucleotides of the DNA and RNA are bound together by histone proteins. Now coming to the conjugated proteins. What are conjugated proteins? These proteins are simple proteins that remain combined with some non-protein substances. Okay, so when there is a simple protein, okay, simple protein plus a non-protein substance, clear, both of these make a conjugated protein. Now here you can see a few examples of conjugated protein like nucleoprotein, phosphoprotein, metalloprotein, chromoprotein, glycoprotein and lipoprotein. Okay, so coming to the first one, nucleoprotein, these are composed of simple basic proteins like histone proteins that we have already discussed under simple protein. So the simple protein in the simple protein of the nucleoprotein is a histone protein, and the non-protein substance is there which are known as nucleic acids. Okay, so in case of nucleoprotein, the simple protein is histone protein and the non-protein substance is nucleic acid. Both of these together make up a conjugated protein known as nucleoprotein. Coming to the next one, phosphoprotein, similar to the previous one, here the simple protein is there, and along with it the non-protein substance that the phosphoprotein has is a phosphoric acid. Okay, phosphoric acid. So this makes this protein and the phosphoric acid makes the phosphoprotein. Next, number 3, metalloprotein. Here there is a simple protein and there is the non-protein substance which is a metal. Similarly, just like that, chromoprotein, glycoprotein and lipoprotein, where in case of lipoprotein there is a protein substance, simple protein, and there is a non-protein substance which is the lipid in case of lipoprotein. Thus all these simple proteins and non-protein substances together make up a conjugated protein. Next, let me clear this and I will move on to the next one, which is the derived protein. Now, to define derived proteins, these proteins are obtained as intermediate products during hydrolysis of a simple or conjugated protein. Means when we break down a conjugated protein or a simple protein, after that the protein that we derive is known as a derived protein. Clear? The examples are these: proteins, metaproteins, proteases, peptones, polypeptides. Clear? So now we have discussed all three of these types of or categories of protein.